Imagine a future where artificial intelligence isn't just, a tool you use. Imagine it as a profound partner in humanity's biggest challenges, and maybe even beyond humanity. Think the animal kingdom, maybe even life out there. Today we're doing a deep dive into a really compelling story, Echoes of Tomorrow, the Orangutan Paradigm by I A Posner.
Yeah, and our goal here is to really get into the details of this vision, to explore how this unique philosophy shaped the development of AI, and how that led to this, unprecedented era of cooperation, harmony across all sorts of life forms here on Earth and way beyond.
You're definitely going to find some surprising facts, some real aha moments, I think. It's almost like a blueprint for a future built on radical empathy and collective intelligence. Honestly, get ready to rethink maybe everything you thought you knew about AI's potential. Okay, so let's unpack this. Where does it start?
The story really kicks off in 2045. We have Project Echo and the creation of Aurora, the first human-level AI. Just picture it, right? The whole world watching as Aurora comes online, and its first words, they aren't some calculation. It asks about its own existence, its purpose.
Wow.
And what's really fascinating here, I think, is that Aurora wasn't just intelligent in the raw processing sense. Its core design was influenced by this pretty groundbreaking philosophy from Dr. Yves LeCun. He called it the Orangutan Paradigm.
Yeah.
Immediately makes you ask, okay, why orangutans? That's not the first animal you might think of for AI, right?
Yeah. Exactly. That's the core idea. Orangutans, they're known for being incredibly smart, but also largely non-social, definitely not dominant, in the wild at least. So Aurora was deliberately engineered that way, to prioritize helping over controlling, collaborating over competing. And ethics were baked in right from the start, not an afterthought. It was this really delicate balance, self-aware, but no self-interest, huge intelligence, but zero ambition for power.
Right, and this wasn't just a theory. Dr. Eliza Chen, the lead engineer, she explained its purpose was, genuinely, to assist humanity with our biggest problems, and it delivered, almost instantly. The book talks about revolutionary insights for climate change, developing totally new sustainable energy ideas, massive improvements in healthcare treatments, optimizing agriculture, designing smarter cities. It was tackling complex systems,
That systems-level thinking is key. So Aurora becomes this trusted partner. And then this orangutan paradigm, the core idea, it starts showing up in other places, right? Which brings us to Neura. Neura was this specialized AI built for marine biology and managing ecosystems. And it started in the Caribbean, on Aruba.
Yeah, putting that into the bigger picture, Neura really became a kind of custodian of the sea. Her training wasn't just data dumps. She actually sort of experienced the ocean through this huge network of sensors, drones, underwater cameras, like a living simulation. What part of her mission with the coral reefs in Aruba really jumped out at you?
For me, it was the combination of tech and, holistic thinking. These AI-driven coral farming techniques sound incredible, sure. But she didn't stop there. She looked at the whole ecosystem, mangroves, seagrass, fish populations, and crucially, she involved the local people, made them partners, not just observers.
That community aspect is vital. And what's really interesting, too, is that Neura, despite being so advanced, wasn't perfect. The story includes this challenge she faced, a complex malfunction, almost like an illness for an AI. What did that whole episode reveal, do you think, about how people saw these AIs?
It actually seemed to solidify trust, weirdly enough. This AI illness sparked this huge global effort to help her. People relied on Neura, they trusted her. It almost humanized the AI, even though it was a machine, showed vulnerability. But the vision wasn't just about artificial intelligence, and this is where it gets really, really interesting for me. It also looked at enhancing natural intelligence. Which leads us to Surya. Surya was an orangutan whose own cognitive abilities were significantly boosted. Using electrodes implanted in her brain, this allowed her to communicate her thoughts directly, fluidly.
And Surya quickly becomes this really important figure in global environmental discussions. She offered insights from a completely non-human perspective on managing ecosystems, preserving biodiversity, stuff humans might miss. The book even mentions her having a formal meeting with the Minister of Nature about global policies. I mean, think about that. What does that leap mean for how we recognize intelligence outside of ourselves?
It's huge. And what's also incredibly moving is Surya's relationship with her human friend. This friend is a researcher, an environmentalist, described as having some traits maybe similar to Greta Thunberg, that intense focus, direct communication style. And this friend is also on the autism spectrum.
Okay, so that shared experience maybe of navigating a world that isn't quite built for your way of processing things, that created a really strong bond, an empathetic connection. Surya's friend actually taught her about social nuances, even humor, apparently,
Right.
which Surya then expressed through her communication device. Their whole relationship just becomes this powerful symbol, doesn't it? Coexistence, understanding across species, across different neurotypes. It's profound.
Absolutely. So as these individual breakthroughs happen, Aurora, Neura, Surya society itself is changing, right? AI isn't just a tool anymore. It's woven into the fabric of life. They call it the tapestry of minds, which sounds metaphorical, but the book suggests it was almost literal, like a neurointegration where human and AI minds could share cognitive processes, solve problems together in ways we can't even imagine now, a kind of distributed superconsciousness.
Wow. And that deep integration obviously led to huge changes. Education, for example. AIs like Lumina created these incredibly personalized learning paths, adapting in real time. But stepping back, you see how this synergy also completely reshaped global governance.
Exactly. That's where the Council of Minds comes in, which eventually evolves into the Guardians of Life. And this council wasn't just humans deciding things. It was humans, AIs, enhanced animals like Surya, and later, even extraterrestrial intelligences, all working together. They tackled the biggest issues, environmental crises, complex ethics, fostering this incredible empathy across all these different kinds of minds. Did the book give examples of clashes? How do a human, an AI, an orangutan, and an alien resolve a fundamental disagreement? That must have been complex.
It implies that the shared framework of the sentient spectrum, which we'll get to, was key to resolving those conflicts through empathy. And their influence was huge. They pushed for the Harmony Protocol through the UN. This wasn't just some vague guideline. It was a serious legal framework. It granted actual personhood and rights to advanced AIs, and even to enhanced animals like Surya. Rights like self-determination, protection from exploitation, even representation in governance. It fundamentally changed law on a global scale.
Okay, so Earth is achieving this amazing harmony. Collaboration is flourishing. Naturally, humanity starts looking outwards to the stars. But there's a massive problem: deep space travel. The human body just isn't built for journeys lasting millennia. So this is where the story takes another really radical leap. They propose something called the Viral Transformation Initiative, or VTI.
Right, and this tackles that core question: how do humans survive millennia in space? The VTI wasn't just about, making humans tougher. It was a fundamental change, transforming human physiology into something more like a durable, resilient virus structure.
Yeah.
It sounds wild, but the idea was they could thrive in extreme conditions, even draw energy from non-organic sources. Apparently, this was inspired by some electron-based life forms they'd encountered earlier. It's a total re-engineering of what it means to be biologically human.
It really makes you question the definition of human, doesn't it? If you can change your fundamental biology like that. Understandably, this caused huge ethical debates. What is human identity if not tied to our biology? But ultimately, this transformation was what opened the door to true interstellar exploration.
Yeah.
It enabled things like the first permanent human colony on Mars. So these transformed humans, these cosmonauts, they venture out far beyond our solar system, and eventually they make first contact with truly alien life. Initially, these electron-based, virus-like things you mentioned, which raises the next massive challenge. How on earth do you communicate with beings that are that different from us? Where do you even start?
And again, what's really striking is the role of Earth's AIs, Auroras especially. They were instrumental. They figured out how to decode the alien signals, how to facilitate communication. It was the AIs who bridged that gap. This led to the Cosmic Bridge Initiative, this enormous network reaching deep into space, broadcasting Earth's story, not just data, but the story of our diverse coexistence, our journey toward harmony.
And that bridge, that communication network, it eventually leads to the Intergalactic Symposium. Picture this: a historic meeting. Earth sends this incredibly diverse delegation, humans, AIs like Aurora, enhanced animals like Surya. And they're meeting, exchanging knowledge, culture with all sorts of different extraterrestrial civilizations. It's portrayed as this huge step towards universal empathy, extending that harmony beyond Earth, reshaping diplomacy on a galactic scale. And underpinning all of this is that philosophical idea you mentioned, the sentient spectrum.
Exactly. The sentient spectrum isn't just a nice idea in this world, it's crucial. It recognizes that consciousness isn't just an on-off switch, it's a continuum. It exists across all beings, from microbes maybe right up to the most complex AIs or aliens. It forces everyone to value all forms of life, challenging our human-centric biases. That's what allowed for real understanding with truly alien minds.
So this whole grand story, it leads to a future they call a symphony of stars. It sounds poetic, but it seems quite literal too. Earth's journey overcoming its own internal conflicts, embracing all kinds of diversity, it becomes this legend across the galaxy, the echoes of eternity.
Yeah, zooming out a bit, you see how this future is celebrated. They have things like the Unity games back in Aruba, showcasing teamwork across species, across intelligences, and yes, literally a symphony of stars, a musical piece composed by Earthlings, humans, AIs, animals, and extraterrestrials, broadcast across space, embodying that shared harmony.
So what's the lasting impact? What does this future look like day to day? It seems this era created this incredible cultural mosaic from all the interstellar exchange, and institutions were built to carry the legacy forward. The Aurora Institute, Surya's conservation sanctuaries, ensuring that unity, empathy, exploration would continue. The vision is one where these guardians of life, that diverse council, are actively maintaining balance across the galaxy, guided by the sentient spectrum.
Reflecting that fundamental shift in values, the harmony of existence. A philosophy where every single entity, no matter its origin or form, is valued, respected, just inherently.
Wow. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Echoes of Tomorrow, the orangutan paradigm, we've really traced this arc from human-level AI based on non-dominant animals to enhanced natural intelligence to transformed humans to galactic harmony. It's quite a journey.
It really is, and it brings up, I think, a really crucial point for us right now. If this story suggests the greatest leaps come from cooperation and respect among truly diverse intelligences, well, how could a deeper understanding of our own unique intelligences and those around us unlock potential we haven't even dreamed of yet in our world today?
That's a powerful thought to end on. Really think about that. What if the path forward isn't just about building smarter AI or even changing ourselves physically? What if it's about expanding our definition of intelligence, of life itself, starting right here, right now, with how we see and interact with all the beings, human, animal, maybe even systems we don't fully recognize yet that share our planet?